childhood crushes. We've all had them, whether they be real people or fictional characters. I know for sure I had a couple fictional character crushes. Like, even if I knew that they were really bad, like, I don't care what horrible things they've done. As long as they got it and they're a fictional character, bro, I am going to be at the doorstep the very next day. One of the examples being Vicky from Fairly Odd Parents, but I'll get to her in a bit. You know, everybody has crushes when they're younger, and at least for me, when I realized I couldn't get the person that I actually had a crush on, you know, because I was in the 3rd grade, hey, why not have a crush on someone who's fictional? Because they have very little flaws most of the time. Unlike Vicky. Anyways, I thought this would be a really fun and relatable video idea to make. Starting off with one of our first candidates, don't act surprised, Mrs. Incredible. Now, I don't care who you are. Everybody on planet Earth at least found Mrs. Incredible a little, yeah. Like, bro, for starters, take a look at her build. Really? Really, Pixar? They knew exactly what they were doing with this, and that's what makes me mad. This isn't even a real physical build, I don't think. Like, in order to reach this player status, you would need to consume an insane amount of, like, Krabby Patties and grits. Bro, what the hell are even grits? What did I just say? Oh, so it's like oatmeal. Ew, shrimp? Ugh. Shrimp? And guess what Mrs. Incredible's superpower is? Elastigirl. Bro. Why, Pixar? Why would you do this? You can't convince me and tell me that they didn't know exactly what they were doing with this. No, there's no way they didn't. Now, this next person, I'm going to say what everyone else is too scared to say, or rather too ashamed to admit. Maybe because it's seen as weird or immoral, maybe. But you know what? I don't care. Judy Hops. Officer Judy Hop is the protagonist of Disney's 2016 animated feature film Zootopia. She's in fact the first rabbit officer of the Zootopia police force, ever. On top of that, she is also one of the greatest fictional characters ever formulated within the minds of Disney Pixar Studios, ever. And I am tired of pretending that she isn't. And you should be too. Like, if you come up to me and look me directly in the eyes and say, I do not find Judy Hop at least a little bit attractive. Bro, you are obviously lying straight through your teeth, and you know it. See, like, I see other creators doing Hear Me Out streams, and every time that one brave soul decides to muster up the courage to say Judy Hop, they go, ew. Like, shut the f. If there's one thing I do recommend staying away from when it comes to Judy Hop, it's Judy Hop's fan art online. I think it goes without saying that I can't show any of these fan art images within the video for obvious reasons, because some people just like to cook up some of the most devious pictures ever. But yeah, in short, Judy Hop's 10 out of 10. And if you say anything below 7 out of 10, brother, come home. Mrs. Watterson. Gumball's mom is one of the greatest cartoon conceptions ever. She has a really low temper, which may sound bad at first, but when you really think about it, it's pretty much your own personal bodyguard. Like, if someone's messing with you, you can just yell, "Oh, Nicole!" And let's not forget her anime rendition. Okay, next up, we got Britney Spears. Bro, Britney Spears, in my humble opinion, bro, oof. Now, I'm talking before the entire head shave thing. I mean, like, I'd see her on MTV as a kid, and come on. I'm not gonna get too far into this. Considering she's a real person, and I don't really feel like, no. Like, the fictional characters, I feel 100% okay talking about, but real people, I don't know, it just, no, okay, we're moving on. Vicky. Now, Vicky, the way you treated Timmy Turner was absolutely awful, you know? Timmy could scream that the house is on fire, and Vicky wouldn't care. Vicky would not bat an eye to him. But with a build like that, I don't understand why Timmy hated her so much. Like, bro, you have a shot, go for it. You know, Timmy, I know you may not be into cougars, but come on, look! I feel like Vicky's definitely a goth girl, or like even a Hello Kitty girl, so bro, she might be insane. Scratch that, she most certainly was insane, bruh. Like, the entire house could explode, and somehow, some way, she would find a way to pin it on him, and the parents would always believe her, bruh. Like, in what world does that make any lick of sense? She'd always end up getting away with it too, which was so insane to me. But at the end of the day, it was a cartoon, you know, I'm not gonna hold too much of a grudge against it, especially if they got characters, you know, like this. Danny Phantom. Now, hear me out, okay? I don't swing that way. I promise you I don't. But you cannot look me directly in the eyes and say, this is not a very good looking dude. Bro, look! What other dude has white hair? he just looks cool. It's not even the fact that I have a crush. Okay, no, dude. Oh God, it's more of a fact that I just wanted to be him. He's just so cool. Like, I don't think anybody really ever under the age of 60 can make white hair look good, but somehow Danny Phantom did it, and I just wanted to be him. But alas, he was a cartoon, so I couldn't be Danny Phantom. And I was stuck being little old lame me. I couldn't be too boring. I mean, I'm doing YouTube now. Thanks, guys. Rapunzel. Now, I'm not talking about Rapunzel from like the really old medieval times fairy tale book. No, I'm talking about Rapunzel from Tangled. Bro, when I was a little kid, the first time I watched Rapunzel, I vividly remember having a dream that she saved me from the tower. That sounds so weird. But I specifically remember she showed up and I was stuck in the tower, you know, just dressed like normally, and she threw her hair up and she used it as a tightrope, you know, to come save me because I was the damsel in distress in that situation. Yeah, I was just dressed in my normal plain pajamas. You know, there was probably like mustard stains on them because I had eaten hot dogs the night before. But I remember watching that movie for the very first time at the wee little age of like, I don't know, how old was I? 8? Let's see when it came out. 2010. So I was 6 years old when this came out. You gotta be pretty memorable if I still remember you almost 10 years later. More than 10. Oh, I'm old. I had the biggest crush on her at the end when she cut all of her hair off. You know, when Flynn Rider grabs that shard of glass and cuts her hair to shoulder length and it all becomes brown? Woo! Princess Bubblegum. Princess Bubblegum from Adventure Time is one of the most attractive cartoon characters out there. Like, she has pink hair, and she's just so sweet. I mean, she is made of candy at the end of the day. She's just such a nice person, and I think I was more attracted to that, because just being a nice person is like 20 times more attractive than, you know, actually being physically attractive. And on top of all of that, she was like freakishly smart. Wasn't she like a scientist or something? So you're telling me that not only is she smart, not only is she attractive, but on top of all of that, she's royalty? Seriously? But when I found out that her and Marceline were together, I was devastated because Marceline too is, again, good to them, you know. I'm really happy that they're together, you know. Woohoo! Yeah. Why couldn't it have been me? Feel free to comment your childhood crush in the comments below. I'm curious. I just want to see what you guys have to say. Thank you guys so much. I love you all. To all of my lovely 100,000 subscribers, I love you all.
We're for my blow, we're for my cup, we're for my ring. I'm smoking on kiss. I've been fighting my demons, I've been fighting my I've been fighting my demons, I've been fighting my I've been fighting my demons, I've been fighting my What am I doing? Oh God.